Hey, we always love it when things are themed, but what about rethemed? In this episode, we take on the hot take of retheming attractions in this installment of Stand By or Pass. Let's go.
Get your phone off the table.
My phone has been on the table.
Get your phone off the table, Lord, so help me.
So help me.
Bom, bom, bom.
And cut. It's a musical.
Can you tell we're excited for the Monsters, Inc. world land?
Now, funny enough, when it comes to that musical thing, did you guys know, and this was during a time when DVDs were the greatest thing ever, especially bonus features, that they actually animated a Put That Thing Back Where It Came From, or So Help Me musical for Monsters, Inc.? Do you remember that?
Wasn't it in the end credits?
That I don't know. But in the bonus features, they definitely had it.
I think I remember that because they were like, it was like they were putting the show on like at the factory.
Yeah.
And
I remember
She's
it.
out of our hair. And
just
declare to compare. She said, "Au contraire, you're my pair.
I'm so excited they're getting a land.
I love you." So then we put that thing back where
Why
it
do
came
you remember
from.
the whole thing?
Making better tomorrow today.
You have to keep
Because
this
I would
whole
watch
thing in.
it. It was so good.
do you think they will have? Oh my god! If they announce that they're gonna have like a stage show and it's
That would be
just the
so
musical,
I would die. That would be so funny.
Is this the episode? Is this just a Monsters, Inc. episode?
No, we're talking about retheming, which the Monsters Inc. land is being, or I guess Muppet Land is being rethemed to, what is it called? Monsters Inc. But this is, the Stand By or Pass episode, where we're going to be talking about retheming in general. But first, hello everybody and welcome to Park Goers Go, your go-to podcast for all things theme parks.
Woo!
I'm one of your hosts, Dustin.
I'm Logan.
and I'm Nate.
We're going to talk about a little bit of what's going to be happening in the parks this week, but just for future reference, where we're going to be doing that once a month. So if something special happens in the parks, we'll bring it up. But otherwise, at the first week of every month, we'll do a month-long, hey, this is what to look forward to. So now, this week, what has happened this past week and so on and so forth, we're going to chat about it. So, Nate, take it away.
Disney dropped some details on the new Epcot Lounge.
Yeah, and guess what? It has a reference to our podcast. Because what is it called?
Go82.
G-O, which spells go. But no, it's G-E-O.
ParkerGO.
Were you trying to spell park goers?
Yeah, but I was trying to
I think you spelled Parker.
do it to the tune of Hot to Go.
P-A-R-K-G-O-E-R-S-G-O. Park goers go.
You just said P-A-R-G.
P-A-R-K-G-O-E-R-S-G-O.
What is he spelling?
P-A-R-K-G-O-E-R-S-G-O. Park goers go.
Oh, yeah.
I spelled the whole thing.
What did I spell?
I
think I
don't
just
know.
said Park Go.
Let's go.
Maybe. I don't remember.
I think I
don't
spelled
recall.
Park Go.
Park goes fine. You got halfway there. But anyways, Geo.
But yeah, we got a name. GEO82.
Geo's
Apparently,
gone.
it's supposed to be in Spaceship Earth, which I didn't know that was the case. But it's also going to be 21 plus. They announced adults only.
Love that.
It's right. It's on the backside. If you're facing
Right on its butt.
If you're no, not that backside. When you're inside the park and you're facing the back of the ball, it's like a little like rim right at the bottom.
It's the butt of the ball.
Is there a back of a sphere? I don't know.
Yeah, the back. Is there a back of the sphere? That's a good point.
There is for this sphere.
I think that's all they said. Again, so it's gonna be again, like craft cocktails, small, but it's a ball. It's a cocktail lounge. I'm less excited about this one the more I hear about it, and I'm more excited for the Pirates Lounge.
Yeah, but the Pirates Lounge isn't 21 up.
Well, we don't know that yet, but I hope it's not because the kiddos, they need something.
Do they? They have the rest of the park.
Well,
That's true.
I think it's also going to be like part somewhat restaurant, like similar to what Olga's used to be, where you can order food. I don't know if you still
Who?
can do it now, but Olga's?
I love Olga's. Olga's.
Yeah, you can
Olga.
Olga's. Olga's. But can you order food there?
Yeah.
They got small bites. They got
Oh.
small bites as
Yeah, I
well.
think it's going to be
I'm
similar.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to go back.
But there's no. But what's the theme? You know, Geo 82.
Oh, you're talking about that one.
Geography.
No, I was talking about the other one.
1982.
I was
Did
talking
something
about Pirates.
significant happen in 1982?
Yeah,
I
the
don't
park
know.
opened.
Did Columbus sail the ocean blue?
No,
Right
1982.
about that time. 1892, I think. Actually, I don't know. Don't
No,
keep that in.
It's not 1892.
That's right.
Disney,
It was 16.
Walt
Oh,
Disney,
yeah, wait,
Walt Disney
wait.
was born in
16.
1901.
I don't know. You could say any like anything. If you say it in that kind of like rhythmic format, I will believe you.
If it rhymes, it has to be
I'm
true.
pretty sure the Declaration of Independence was written in the 1700s. Yeah, 1776.
That's
So
Yeah,
you're saying
because
that
both
we
that-
had the Declaration of Independence first, and then Columbus found America, like 8 years before Walt Disney was born. This all makes sense. It checks out.
It's tough to be a bug. Has had its last show this week.
Oh, I was able to see it 4 months ago. I was able to see it. Never had to wait. So there's that. But one thing that's shocking is how small that theater was. But it was a good show. I mean, it was fine. I understand where people were like, it's too scary. It had that Stitch's Ride kind of syndrome where it was all cute, but then there were some things that were just too much for kids. And then you're just like, oh, okay, well, I get it. But yeah.
It
no.
traumatized me as a kid.
It's a rite of passage ride.
It is
Yeah.
a rite of passage. I
Yeah.
remember being traumatized as a kid when I watched it.
Yeah,
And,
spider
you know,
smoke. Getting
Bugs
poked
are
in the
not
back.
bugs are not an easy sell for kids as it is. So maybe including some horror elements wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, and I just want to call out. No, I don't want to call anybody out, but there are a decent amount of people who are saying that Zootopia doesn't belong in Animal Kingdom. I don't understand what they're talking.
Where else
about.
would it go?
We need
Yeah.
a land.
Oh, I mean,
we
Animal
need a
Kingdom would be. I mean,
land.
Magic Kingdom would be cute. But the thing is the place is called Animal Kingdom, and I feel like one thing that kind of threw that off was when Pandora came in, and it became all about conservation because Pandora doesn't make any sense being an Animal Kingdom, but if you put it underneath the guise of, oh, it's about conservation and saving the planet,
There's
and
a
all
lot
that,
of animals.
then you're like, okay, yeah, but they're all like fake. But you're just like, okay, conservation.
So
But like you put
Yeah.
in, it's very similar when
tell
people
that
are
to
like,
the dragon at the entrance.
I'm still
Yeah.
waiting for that dragon.
yeah,
land.
still,
It's gonna
we're
happen
all
one
still
day.
waiting for that one. But it's similar when people are like, oh, Indiana Jones doesn't belong there either. And I'm like, when you first walk in, you enter Discovery Island. It's Discovery. That's one of the pillars of Animal Kingdom, and Indiana Jones discovers things.
And so is conservation.
And so
Exactly.
is Pandora.
no,
Pandora's a land of discovery.
No,
too.
Dustin.
No, I mean, one of them's a further or actually that would be a great standby or pass. But that's what I'm saying is that they relied on the pillar of conservation. So you got conservation and discovery. I would imagine there's an animal pillar to Animal Kingdom. So Zootopia
No.
fits in the tree way
No.
better than A Bug's
What?
Life. I know, right? It's a far fetch. But yeah, I think that's everything that's in the park right now. Yeah.
Disney wise, I think so.
The only thing now for Epic is that they're just releasing more stuff. Like they're
yeah,
showing
Epic-
off
they're
some of the.
Yep, they're showing
Yeah.
they're showing more stuff of Epic Universe, the different lands. We got official photos, and they're still doing previews, and we're still waiting on those pass holder previews. Eagerly awaiting the announcement of that. But no, they're doing families and friends, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
a
and
lot of
tickets
people
are
have been
available.
seeing-
Tickets are available. Single day tickets are available.
Yes. Now you can buy 1-day tickets. You don't have to buy a whole package anymore.
Well, unless you want to go in May. If you want to go the month of, then
I think it's completely sold out.
okay,
for
then
May.
never mind.
That
But if
week
you
and a
did
half,
want to
yeah.
travel back in time and figure that out, yeah.
Yeah, the earliest we could get it was June 1st. So from June 1st onwards, you can get your tickets.
One thing I did learn though is that Busch Gardens Williamsburg, 2 weeks ago, I kept on saying specific dates for when they celebrate Mardi Gras. That's actually Friday through Sunday, and that's because it's only open Friday through Sunday because it's an off season. So if you try to go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg during the week, you can't because they're not open.
Oh, interesting.
And so look up that time on their website to see whenever you're planning your trip to make sure they're open.
Man, waiting in line can be a pain, but you know what's even worse? Waiting in line when you're hungry. If you're trying to get a quick meal, don't wait in line, just mobile order. Depending on the park, you can open the theme park app or their website, choose the location where you like to eat, order what you like, and follow directions so you can skip the lines completely. Just make sure you order early enough so your food can be ready by the time you're hungry. Don't wait in the queue to get something yummy. Skip the full lines and enjoy a full tummy. Who here loves mobile ordering?
I can't tell you how often mobile orders have saved my life. No, my trip. No, those lines get pretty long, and mobile ordering, especially in Disney in particular, has taken over so much of the real estate of these quick service restaurants that it's kind of like the best option,
Sometimes it's required, I feel.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I think if you can do it, that's great. And they have those windows. Yeah, the windows make it nice.
Honestly, there's no reason not to mobile order unless you don't have a phone.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? That is a decision I can stand by. And now it is time for Standby or Pass. Standby or Pass. Retheming a ride or a land. Well, no, not so much a land. All right, roll back. Retheming a ride should become less of a thing in theme parks. Is that a standby? Is that a hot take?
No, I thought it was retheming that
Should
we
stop.
No, don't retheme, just redo.
Okay, then that's
Kind
what
of
it is.
thing.
All right, standby or pass. The retheming rides should stop. No more retheming rides.
Stop it! Halt! Stop it! Stop where you're going.
Imposter!
Stop what you're doing.
Imposter!
We said stop.
No more.
No me gusta.
No más. No más. For those who don't know what retheming is, it's basically taking an existing ride and then and whatever IP that's on it or theme that it has going on, you then strip it of that, keep the ride system the same, and then you throw a new IP on top of it. And the standby or pass is saying you stop that. You stop that right now. You see, I feel like when I say the standby or pass, I should feel strongly about what I'm saying.
Especially
But
since
I
you came up
don't.
with it.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a good topic to converse about.
Well, technically, Nathaniel
It is a good
inspired it.
It's a good topic. No, it is a good topic.
It is a good topic.
I mean,
it
those,
is.
those
Does anybody
hidden
feel
misses.
strongly with the standby of this?
Well,
Or is
you
it
know
kind of
what?
like it depends?
How did you phrase it? We're saying no more.
Retheming needs to stop.
Honestly, I feel. Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say I would stand by it, but
What do you mean?
I'm kind of feeling a little conflicted now. I don't know.
Oh gosh!
I was-
Every time.
I know. I was about to say I have a strong opinion. Well, okay. What I will say, my opinion, is that retheming is never that exciting to me, but I always enjoy it.
Always.
Well, I mean, can you give me an example? Of what I
Well,
don't?
you like the Guardians of the Galaxies.
I love the
retheme.
Guardians of the Galaxy rethemes.
You
of
like
Taoto.
Tiana's.
I love Tiana's.
You like.
I love.
What are the other rethemes?
Frozen. Frozen with
Frozen.
Maelstrom.
Frozen. It was a great retheme as well. Monsters Inc. in Disneyland was a great retheme. No, I mean I think rethemes are great, but I feel like every time a retheme is announced, I'm like, can't we just get a new ride? You know, can we just get something new? But that being said, sometimes retheming actually makes me want to go on the ride. Like, I never wanted to go on Splash Mountain before, but I always want to go on Tiana's. My
True.
opinion is, I don't know.
It does vary. Also, we just need to say that Nathaniel,
Yes.
he comes up with these. Most of especially this one, he came up with this one, was passionate about it.
You
We
said
start recording, and he switches his tune.
you just said Dustin came up with this one.
No, Dustin, you inspired it. Dustin's the one who came up with it. Happy
All right,
about the retheme.
what's your opinion, Logan?
I don't know. It's situational for me. First of all, I did not say I had a very strong opinion. I do think that it is situational. I like when the only rethemes that I like is when they take something and make it, like, turn it into something, like, really all the things that we just said, and take it into something popular that makes me want to get onto the ride, or like new IP to make me want to get onto the ride. But what I don't, or not a fan of, is if they don't change enough of it, and it doesn't feel, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like enough. I don't really have an example though, because I don't remember Maelstrom at all. I don't even know if I'd gotten on it, and I only remember Frozen. So I don't know how like close it is to that. And I haven't gotten on the retheme of Guardians because I haven't been on that.
Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror, yeah. Oh, Dustin said Figment. I also don't remember what Figment was before what it is now.
It was just
Well,
Figment.
that one.
It was,
That
Yeah,
one
but
was
they, like,
Figment.
redid
It was
it.
it was the Figment with Dreamfinder, and then they redid it where Figment and Dreamfinder were not in it at all, and then they redid it again where they added Figment back in.
Anyway, I don't remember any of those besides the one that it currently is.
Oh, Monster or
Monsters Inc.
I don't remember that
No,
either.
what did it used to be?
Hollywood Limo or something. Superstar Limo. Superstar.
Yeah, definitely never read that.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us have.
And what are the other ones?
I'm making a list. Checking it.
Read us that list.
So I don't have all of them. I'll bring up the ones, and one of the reasons why we're bringing up this topic is because it seems like a lot of things on the horizon or within recent history have been rethemed, right? Or rethemes. One of them, obviously, Splash Mountain, has become Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Shortly before that, well, I guess not so shortly, but within recent memory, we had Tower of Terror and California Adventure becoming Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Breakout. We also had Maelstrom become Frozen within the last 10 years. In California Adventure, their Muppet Vision became PhilharMagic, which I do consider that a retheme because it's the same building. But also in the newer ones is, obviously Rock and Roller Coaster is now being rethemed to be Muppets. It's Tough to Be a Bug is now being rethemed to Zootopia.
Oh, excited about that one, actually.
I forgot about that one.
But no, other ones that have happened, California Dreaming, California Screaming. California Screaming, the roller coaster on the boardwalk, or not boardwalk, Pixar Pier was rethemed to Incredicoaster, Superstar Limo, as we said, Monsters Inc.
You've
But
never
also
been on
in
the
Pixar
Incredicoaster.
Pier.
I know.
Well, also in Pixar Pier, we have Emotional Whirlwind used to be Flix Flyers, I believe it was called, which is just, that's a basic up and down ride, but still it was rethemed. So you get a lot of these ride vehicles that have been rethemed.
How around the Ferris wheel they put
What is
Mickey's
wrong with
face on
you?
it. They put Mickey's face on the Ferris wheel.
Okay, yeah.
That seems like a refurbishment.
That
if
whole,
anything.
yeah, that
That's
whole
a sticker.
that whole area has been rethemed because they rethemed the the land, I guess if you want to call it. But also another recent one that they announced was the reskinning or the retheming of Dinosaur to be Indiana Jones.
Okay.
So
Is that
I was gonna ask that
question
Yeah.
for the group?
This is a question
Yeah.
I also had. Actually, I'm pretty
Has-
sure I asked it
You
first.
did. You asked it when we went to Dinosaur.
Yeah, but thank you for saying that instead of just taking it.
Yes. Logan's question for Dustin.
Please ask it for me.
I will.
oh my God, just hurry up.
Is it confirmed that Dinosaur is going to be reskinned to Indiana Jones, or are they tearing it down and building it anew? Because we know it's the same ride system, but what's going on there?
Well,
He doesn't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't work for them. But the fact that they did announce that they're going to retheme this as an Indiana Jones ride, being that they already have all the molds and all that stuff from a ride that already exists, seems like a cost-saving measure. Because let's be honest, Indiana Jones IP-wise is not that valuable. I mean, we just had the last movie and it flopped. Well, it didn't flop, but it didn't do as well as they thought. So it just isn't in the zeitgeist anymore.
Great
they
ride,
just
though.
did come out with it is a great ride, and they also came out with a video game, which I played. I just finished it. It was really good. It felt like one of the old adventures again. So if this is their way of trying to get back, into it and make it relevant again, then, that's good. But I definitely see this as a cost-saving measure. And especially when you look at it, like what's going to be right next door. It's like you got Encanto. It seems like it's a little bit, you're kind of shoehorning Indiana Jones into this, but it seemed like a lot of different things were kind of falling into place, and they're like, oh, okay, well, this is cheaper to do this than to either tear down the ride, build a new one, or try and do a retheme that we haven't done before that isn't tested and true. Because Indiana Jones in Disneyland is it's a big deal. A lot of people say that's like at the top of their list.
I mean,
I
it's
feel
a
like
big
they're
deal.
gonna gut it.
Around the world, it's a big deal. I mean, Japan too. People love it. The Japan one is so cool.
Well, I think the track's going to stay the same, because why would you change it? I mean, it's already
think
the
it's
same as Indiana Jones.
Is it really? Like, that's a fact?
Oh, it's 100% a fact, yeah.
But like, you don't get like that big temple, open area.
No,
do you?
Guys, we need to at some point go shot for shot. You know the part with the long neck dinosaur that burps in your face?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's you crossing the bridge. That's where the temple eye is supposed to be. And then you go straight around like a tree, and then when you go underneath the pterodactyls, that's you dropping after you see that ghost thing after the bridge. Like you're going under the bridge. Oh, it's shot for shot. It might be a little bit different, like size-wise or scale, but it's the same track. So I think they're just going to keep it the same. They're going to keep the track the same. Now, I'm sure they're going to update the cars and all that stuff, but no, I think the structure is pretty much going to stay the same. And I'm super curious, because right now you can go online and watch side to side both rides. In the future, when the next Indiana Jones ride opens, I bet you they're going to have side to side that and then a third screen of the new ride just to see all of them working at the same time. So I think that'll be neat. And part of me kind of hopes that they announced that in Disneyland they're going to be retheming that Indiana Jones ride to a dinosaur ride. So we'll see. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah,
but
why would they do
we'll
that?
see. Well,
We're
they
just
can
going to
make it like
switch them.
New Orleans. Yeah, they can make it New Orleans theme and expand that.
If they do make anything dinosaur, well, no, it doesn't matter. But actually, no, that is perfectly on topic. They need to because the dinosaur ride was a reskin of itself. Like, the dinosaur ride was a retheme, of itself. And they just slapped in the characters from the dinosaur show or movie, and then, right, that's it.
The dinosaur show?
Movie. They just switched, they just added the characters in there.
Not the mama.
But they're not even they're not even like the characters from the movie, really. They're just
They're just dinosaurs.
type of dinosaur
They're
that
just
it is.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
Yeah, because the characters in the movie could talk.
Yes.
And it was just dinosaurs. There was no time travel.
Yeah. I don't like that. Like, that is a improper retheming for me.
It's an update.
Not to dive too into it, but if you look at that is 100% Eisner synergy that is so heavy-handed, but somehow nobody really questioned at the time. Like Splash Mountain. The name Splash Mountain came from the movie Splash, which was about Tom Hanks falling in love with a mermaid. That's why they call it Splash Mountain, but nobody asks about it because they're like, oh yeah, you get splashed by water. But he's like, oh, if we get the word splash in everybody's mind, then people want to see the movie. Same thing with this. It was originally called Countdown to Extinction, and then they're like, oh, well, we're making this dinosaur movie. Throw an iguanodon in there and nobody's going to ask any questions. And for the most part, nobody did.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Yes. The movie didn't do well.
Did it not?
Or I guess it did all right. I don't know. But nobody ever talks about it. It's not like in
That's
everybody's
true.
mind like the ride is.
Well, yeah.
But how do we feel?
Okay, I also don't think that the ride is in everybody's mind.
Living in my
I think
mind
it's only
all-
in everybody's mind right now because Dino Land is no longer.
That's fair. I mean, it's also in a park that is not as visited as the other parks,
Yeah.
and it's also tucked away in the corner, hidden behind the parking lot that was Dino Land. So,
Yeah.
it suffered a lot, but it was good.
But I do think that that is a great example of where I don't like rethemes because I didn't even realize that it was. I didn't know it was a retheme until we started talking about it, and then because I was like, I don't like Dinosaur because it has it has iconic characters in it, but it has nothing to do with the movie. I don't like that.
Yeah. No, I guess from Countdown to Extinction to Dinosaur, there was a bit of a retheme. I would say it's more of a addition than it was a complete retheme because it still had its theme. It just they added a character that had nothing to do with anything.
Well, and they
that were
renamed
trying
it
to do.
what the actual movie's called.
They did. Yeah. No. You're right. But I feel like it's almost like if you had what is it? Like the earthquake ride and then all of a sudden like Ace Ventura showed up. And then you're just like, okay, like what is that? It has nothing to do with the earthquake and I guess he's on it, but that's kind of it. That's the equivalent of what when I say, except for the dinosaur in Dinosaur made a little bit more sense. But when it comes to all of these rethemings, stop it all together. It depends. I know a lot of people who would argue stop the retheming is mainly because what you're doing is that you're not creating anything new. You're just, reskinning it. So the thrills of it are kind of gone, but you're just slapping an IP. And a lot of people see it as lazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know when Tiana's took over Splash, a lot of people saw it as, oh, okay, you're getting away from a less than favorable IP from Disney's past, and you're bringing one in that's kind of the opposite, of the past IP, which, you can see as a good thing, like moving forward. But a lot of other people were like, well, basically what you're saying is that Tiana's or the Princess and the Frog isn't good enough to have its own new ride. So let's just throw some characters into this and then call it a day, which I don't know. For me personally, I didn't have a problem with the retheming of Tiana's. I think the approach to it was odd. And I don't know. It just seems like they were trying to please too many people in the company and also without, outside of the company, where we just get a ride it's cute. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like, it seemed like the effort was put in, but it seemed like not enough effort was put in for it to become its own new thing, where it just still feels like Splash Mountain, but with less.
The story's a little weird, but I still like it. I like being able to see her and know that she has her own, like that it is her own ride.
Yeah.
That one, I mean, like that that's a retheme that I like and that I can accept.
Yeah. And I mean, I agree with you guys pretty much overall that all these rethemes I haven't seen as just negative. Right? Like all these rethemes, I have enjoyed the version that has come after it. Do I like them better than the original? Not all of them. But another argument that I've heard is the watering down of peril when it comes to rides, where the scares aren't there anymore, and that the building up of expectation, to get you scared has kind of been dulled. Splash has been an example of that, and also Tower of Terror.
Ever since they got rid of Alien.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That was the
but if you look at like Splash, what it originally was the Briar Rabbit
was
got caught, and then you
terrifying.
go up, and you hear the horror music as you're about to fall to your doom, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you landed, and then it was zippity doo dah, like this is it, like you made it. Tower of Terror, same thing. You're going to a spooky hotel, and all of a sudden you're going to drops where Guardians is more lighthearted, which, once again, I mean, I like both of them. So it's not like I'm saying it's bad, but I do understand that argument where it's just like, oh, yeah, the build up as like you being a kid or even as like an adult, like you're just like, okay, this is, spooky, this is scary, oh my gosh. And then just getting over that, like, oh, yay, we did it. I know some people have called it, like, especially for kids, a rite of passage, doing these big things. Yeah, it's like it's like an adult thing. That's why, like, becoming from a child to, okay, now you're a bit more capable of handling things. I mean, that's why they gave out the shirts. It's like, I survived Splash Mountain. You're never going to see I survived Tiana's Bayou Adventure. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, and same with Tower of Terror. It's just, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Another argument that I've heard is, and I know how you guys feel, but the whole IP thing where it's just like, oh, it just seems like they're shoving IPs down everybody's throat. One example of that is an Epcot Maelstrom, where it wasn't even so much, they only had so many rides back there, and they took pretty much the ones that were sponsored by the countries and they threw an IP on it. And the Three Caballero ride, the Grand Fiesta Tour, that's another one that got rethemed to include the Three Caballeros, which once again was a ride that didn't have any IPs in it. It was just, oh, this is what it is with the culture, and then they threw IPs onto it. But people complain less about that one. But no, those two were definitely examples that people were referring to. Now that Ratatouille's back there, now that one didn't retheme anything. That was just brand new. And that one's IP is Ratatouille. It makes it a little bit more like, okay, all these are kind of IP now, so it's becoming a little more theme parky than it is World Showcasey. But I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. Like, I thought Maelstrom was cool. One of the best parts about Disney, specifically Epcot, is that you had these weird little rides that you wouldn't find anywhere else. But the Frozen ride's cute. It was completely shocked to find out that it had a storyline that wasn't the movie. And it had to do with, what is it, Olaf's summer, spring break or whatever.
It's like the summer day. Yeah.
whatever they made up. But no, I mean, that one's cute. And it's, it's going to get more people through the door than, learning about trolls in Norway, but it is what it is. It's a fun one. California Screaming becoming Incredicoaster. I mean, they rethemed the land, so it's not like you could have just kept that the same. It's not like you can make a Pixar Pier and then you got California Screaming in the middle. So I get that. I don't think anybody's going to argue that the Monsters, Inc. ride is worse than Superstar Limo. Once again, we didn't ride it.
Nope.
But we know about it, and we see videos.
But also, like, just the whole IP argument in general is so annoying. I want to go to Disney and have the IP all over the place. I want to see the things that I love and that I enjoy Disney because of. Like, I would rather have, like, something that was not an IP transformed into an IP to go and see those characters and enjoy it. I will say that if there's too much IP of one specific, like, character or whatever, like, that I can understand and, like, buy into or be like, true, like, that's fine. Like, I don't want one specific thing to dominate the parks, but also, like, that's the whole point of the Disney parks. Aside from, I understand the World Showcase, but I also like the idea of bringing in those different Disney movies that deal with those different cultures and having them emphasized within that spot. And then you can still learn about the, the culture and the other different things about the land or whatever spot that it is in. But when it comes to, like, rethemes and turning non-IPs to IPs, I think it's great. It should happen.
I understand the argument of too much IP. And I think what it comes to is the inevitable what will come, which is if you go back to like the 80s, you look at what Disney had announced, their ideas for different theme parks, right? They had so many ideas for different theme parks, all different theme. They had one for, Disney's America, which was about the history of America, right? These were all different things that are on the plate. Right now, if you tried to think, just as normal people, what's another theme park that Disney can make? You can't really think of, like Villains, maybe, a Villains theme park. But the idea is that IP is getting to the point where it's starting to dictate what's going to be in the park and what's not. Because we're not going to have a new non-IP ride in the parks unless maybe it's like Animal Kingdom. You know what I mean? And then look at that park where you barely have anything IP in there. Well, now you do. But it seems like it's one of those classic entertainment Hollywood kind of things where if something is successful, then they just keep doing it until it's dead. And so I do understand the IP thing. There are some cases where I don't understand why certain IPs are there. I do understand from like a business or a political stance, but from a logistical stance, you're just like, why is that like that? Specifically Tower of Terror and Guardians. It's like at the time there was no reason for it to be rethemed specifically to that, but they did because it was popular and they thought they would make a big deal. And then after it became even more popular, then they started to build the land around it. So because at the time they put it in there, Bugs Land was right there, and then on the other side it was Hollywood Land. So you're just like, why? Why put this big thing? But it ended up working out all right. But that's the same thing with the Muppets. It makes you wonder, and now getting back to modern, why are they putting the Muppets in Rock and Roller Coaster? I have a theory, and I think it's to lessen the blow of them getting rid of, Muppet Vision 4D. And to be honest, I don't really think it's going to stick around for too long. I think I theorize that it's going to go pretty soon afterwards. As all the murmur starts to go down. Or if they find a new house for Muppet Vision 4D.
Well, that's a good point. Do we think that retheming is just prolonging the inevitable? You know, it's not really, I mean, in most cases when you retheme, like, you know, like we said, it's the same ride. It's just fresh coat of paint. But, like, a lot of the times it doesn't make a huge impact. I mean, I love Tiana's because I didn't like going on Splash Mountain. But at the end of the day, it's still the same ride that's been around for, like, I don't know how long, a long time. So I don't know. I don't know if it's, like, as sustainable as just, like, making a new ride.
Like, okay, so Splash didn't have a problem with attendance, right? Splash's problem was that it was controversial. But the thing is, you also have to look at all these rides and then ask yourself, why does Disney keep this as opposed to tearing it down? And the easiest way to, think about it is if they take down a ride, then that's less butts that Disney has getting on a ride and, getting off a ride, which is why people go to theme parks. And then you also look at like Tower of Terror and Splash Mountain. These are rides that, weren't not popular, and Rock and Roller Coaster. These were rides that are pretty popular still. But they're retheming it. Why? I don't know why they retheme. Well, it's Splash, I understand, but
I thought they were
Tower of
retheming
Terror?
because their like thing went out with Aerosmith.
Maybe. I mean,
No.
it could be, but why Muppets? I think, once again, cost saving money. If they have put something on there that they already own, then they don't have to pay anybody. If they brought in a new band or something, then they would have to pay the band.
And they're gonna have a lot of supplies when they get rid of the courtyard. They're like, let's just take some of this stuff and put it into this, so we don't throw it away. But also what you said.
Otherwise, a lot of them make sense. Maelstrom to Frozen makes perfect sense. I don't even question that for a second. It's an older ride, and this is a newer IP that takes place in Norway. Makes perfect sense. California Screaming, once again, now being Pixar Pier. Yeah, sure, make it the Incredicoaster. And Tough to Be a Bug. Tough to Be a Bug. It was a show in the centerpiece of the park. Of course they got to put something in there. Otherwise it's just going to be abandoned, which is another point I was going to make too, which is, you know, if a ride does overstay its welcome, or if it goes, you know, this isn't working anymore, they either have to retheme it or they just abandon it or destroy it, or I guess demolish it. With Tough to Be a Bug, you can't demolish it because it's the tree of life. And but there are a decent amount of things that Disney will just abandon, and then they just cut off, and you're just like, okay, and then wait until something better comes. But I don't know. I think retheming in general is not inherently a bad thing. But if you look at the motivations behind why, I think more often than not, it's just a cheap way to get people a little riled up for a short amount of time. But do I think they should stop all retheming? No. Because, I mean, honestly, I want the Indiana Jones ride and somewhere that I can actually ride it multiple times. So, what about you guys?
I would say overall, I'm still for retheming. At the end of the day, it has gotten me on rides that I would never ride. You know, I've never would have ride Tower Tower if it wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy. Never would have ride Splash Mountain again if it wasn't Tiana's. So I do enjoy them, but I mean, I still stand by my initial statement that it's not, you can't treat it as exciting as like a new ride just because you're putting a new label on it, you know? Like, I still need more from Disney. So if you're going to give me a retheme, and this applies to Universal too, if you're going to give me a retheme, you got to give me something new with it. All right? I don't want just the retheme.
Have there been Universal rethemes?
They got two. Honestly, I feel like they have 1.5. So they have the Back to the Future was rethemed to The Simpsons, which we all know and love.
No.
And that one's like a legitimate retheme too.
Yeah, that's like a
because
one-to-one.
it's like the same everything. Yeah.
Right. And then, see, this one, I don't really count it, but the Dueling Dragons was rethemed to the Dragon Challenge when Harry Potter World came into. I say it's like 1.5 because, like, I don't know, did they even change anything besides the name? Maybe the queue?
It was the queue. Or, you see, I don't even know if they changed the queue too much. I know they definitely added stuff. Like, they added the cup that you could win, and then also the car. There, I believe you, how dare you steal that car?
And
I'm pretty
the
sure that was in the
sign.
queue. And the sign, yes, and the sign changed as well. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it was mostly in name. But I remember the queue was cool.
Oh, and then they also rethemed, on the same note, Flight of Hippogriff. I think used to be.
Oh yes.
Whatever.
Flying Unicorn.
Yeah, Flying Unicorn. I mean, again, that doesn't take much for that kind of.
But you have a really cool animatronic, though.
That's true.
Buckbeak, I think his name is. Spoiler. But and you also pass Hagrid's house. Is Hagrid's house still there now that Hagrid has his own roller coaster? I don't know. It's been a long time since
I
I've
think
ridden
you
that
see
ride.
it. I think you see it because it's like they're like next to each other. So like next to the queue of Hagrid. So like you get a peek.
That's cute. I like that.
Peekaboo.
Yeah. So basically, like land takeovers comes with the rethemes, I guess.
Yeah, I do enjoy rethemes really because it also helps just keep the parks fresh because they can't always tear things down and rebuild a whole thing all the time. Not that they do rethemes all the time, but I mean, now that we were just talking about it, they have a pretty healthy list of rethemes in Disney, and especially since you just mentioned when we were just thinking about Universal, it does. I'm like, okay, wow, like they do a lot. As long as they're giving us new rides, and I think they've given us several new construction rides, and they're going to give us more, then I'm okay with it. Like I'm still excited to go. I mean, I'm always excited even when it's a retheme. As long as it's something that I'm like interested in or that I can buy into, then I do like them. If we're saying, and also like if we're like no rethemes, I want new things all the time. If they're keeping up with it, like I'm also okay with that. But I'm not gonna be pressed about a retheme, because it does feel like it's something new.
You triggered a good point. So having no rethemes ever, right? No more rethemes. That means every attraction that we get that will be new will have to be made pretty much from scratch, or we'll have to demolish another attraction and then have one come up, which would mean that we get new stuff less often because it will require more time and money to make new things. With that being said, would we prefer to only have new things? So it's good. Once again, less new stuff every so often, but they're completely new, or to have a ton of new stuff, but it's just constantly rethemes. Which would we prefer if we had to do one or the other? I know ideally everybody would want, a little bit of both, but if extremes wise, would you rather have 2 new attractions every 4 years or 10 rethemed attractions every other year?
10 every 2 years is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, like
yeah, but it's just a retheme.
A lot of them could be smaller things, like think of like a land, like very similar to with Pixar Pier, or if they rethemed the circus area, then that's 2 rides right there that they'd have to retheme. Dumbo and Barnstormer. So
I think I'd rather get new rides every time, even if it's
every 4 years.
Yeah, but like even if it's a little bit longer, I feel like a new ride is just, it contributes so much more.
Yeah. I think if you had to twist my arm to pick one, I would probably pick the new rides. But with the balance of the two, I do like the idea that, we get new stuff more often because we have some rethemes as opposed to just completely new builds.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Also, just think about the new tech that will come out in those 4 years. The rides would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think it would allow for less rides to be just copy and paste ride vehicles. So yeah, I think that's cool. So I think we all pass on this one. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So we didn't split the room on this one, but we had a great conversation. I mean, this was some good dialogue. But for all you guys listening, tell us what you guys think. Do you think retheming should just be stopped? You hate all of them and they're no good? Or do you love them and think that only retheming should be done for now on? No new things? Or are you in the middle? Like us. Let us know. Hit us up on Instagram or, visit our website and send us a message. And, that's it for this episode. Another Stand By or Pass. Keep listening to our podcast.
Please.
Which comes out every Wednesday.
Please listen and engage with us.
But otherwise, that's it for this episode. And we will see you at the parks. Woo! Thanks for listening to this episode of Park Goers Go. Catch our new episodes every Wednesday and catch up on our old episodes on Spotify. For any updates and new information about the theme parks or the podcast, follow us on Instagram at ParkGoersGo or visit our website at www.parkgoersgo.com. This episode was produced by Logan, Nathaniel, and Dustin, and edited by me, Dustin. Our theme song was created by John Riedel. You can follow Logan Nathaniel's theme park adventures on Instagram at Parkgoers. And you can follow me at Mr. Parkgoer. If you'd like to reach out to us, visit our website and send a comment or a compliment or a critique, but not so much the critique. And until then, see you in the parks.